Mario's weird and obscure enemies. This is gonna be a good one, guys. I know which one was the one in the thumbnail, though. Let's check it out.
Playing New Super Mario Bros. And you ran into these things and just wondered, what? I know I think about it once a week,
Wait,
but
what? That was a
I've
snail?
never actually.
Okay. Okay. Nintendo making good use of the 3D assets, guys. This is their first 3D DS Mario, guys. I don't even remember that thing.
Thought hard enough about what these things are and what they're doing in a Mario game. Then the more I thought about it, the more of these weird Mario enemies I remembered. I decided to go back through some of the Mario games and look at their catalog of enemies to see what other weird ones there were, and there's a lot. So today I want to go through some of these enemies to find out which ones deserve to exist, which ones are war crimes, and which ones I hope come back in future games. This isn't going to be a comprehensive list or anything, I'm just going to go through some of my favorites.
Yeah, comprehensive list will take a while, man. Look at this.
But anyways, let's start off with Super Mario Bros. 2. Not that Super Mario Bros. 2, that Super Mario Bros. 2. This game is an interesting case for Mario enemies since it's not even a Mario game. A lot of the enemies in this game, like Shy Guys and Birdo, did get kept and are now staples in the series, but a lot of them weren't brought back and were banished to being one of those weird guys.
What?
Albatross, Hoopster, Porcupo, a lot of these guys just never came back. At least Pidgeot still has a spirit in Smash Bros. That's something.
Pidgeot.
I wonder how they decided which of these to bring back in future games.
Yeah, but Smash Bros has a spirit for every freaking sprite there is, brothers.
Like, why did Shy Guy come back, but Fry Guy is just sitting there waiting to be used?
Fry Guy.
Now, to be fair, a lot of these are just based on normal animals, so it kind of makes sense why they haven't returned. Like, who remembers the classic Mario enemy, Whale? But yeah, Mario 2's lost enemies are pretty tame, but
Dude, I do not remember a whale being in that game.
as we get on, things get a bit weirder. Super Mario
I
Bros.
don't think I even finished the game.
3 has a few funny little guys, starting off with the Angry Sun. I wouldn't say this is a crazy obscure one, but I do wish it was used a bit more often in mainline games. It's in the background of a Mario
That was a hard level, bros. That
Kart stage.
was a terribly hard level, guys. Oh my gosh, bro. How did I not... Guys, I played this game, like, really hard. I grinded this game out for, like, a few years, and I do not even remember there being that angry sun at all. Like, what? I can't believe that got past me this whole time I played the game.
And it did make it into Super Mario Maker, and actually,
Okay, Mario Maker.
if that's the design of it now, maybe it's fine to stake on. Fire Chomps are an enemy
Yeah, okay.
that I know are in a decent amount of Mario games, but I always kind of just forget that they exist. I like their design, and I think it would be pretty interesting to see these in a 3D game. Hotfoots are these little guys who seem pretty cool. They kind of act like boos, where if you look at them, they stop. But honestly, I kind of just wanted to mention them
I remember those.
because they look like this guy from the Procrastination SpongeBob episode. Okay, so I thought these guys were from newer games, and it turns out I was kind of right, but kind of wrong, because they are technically different enemies. These are called Pile Driver Micro Goombas. Write that down, there will be a test. Basically, these guys had like normal brakes and then jump out at you if you get close
I
enough.
remember those ones. You can catch some air, man, if you jump, like, a little bit after they jump.
Really like this idea. I hope they use it in a future game, but slightly redesign it, and then pretty much never use it again despite it being such a cool concept. Finally, for Mario 3.
What? They didn't put it in Mario Maker? They should have put it in Mario Maker, guys.
Hey, look, it's a normal Buzzy Beetle, and what? I would have peed my pants if I saw this as a kid. These are Buster Beetles. They can pick up blocks and then throw them at you. This is such a cool enemy. I'm guessing they didn't bring them back since they pretty much got rid of the blocks that you can pick up, but it's so unfortunate. Super Mario World doesn't have too many wacky
Yeah, those blocks, those are fun. That was a fun stage for sure.
new enemies that don't show up anymore. This is the game where Hotheads came from, which have now appeared in more Smash Bros. Games than Mario games.
Because I played through Mario 3 a lot. I had a Game Boy Advance. I tried speedrunning it a lot. A little bit when I was growing up.
Anyways, Super Mario World has a bit of a dinosaur theme going on with it, with all the Yoshis and all, so there's a grand total of 3 dinosaur enemies: Rex, Dino Torch, and Dino Rhino. I can kind of see why these guys don't come back too often, but I do like Dino Torch a lot. He's just a cool guy. Thwimps were also
Yeah, just a dino, a giant dino.
introduced in Mario World. They're basically a tiny little version of Thwomps that can jump around. These did come back in Mario U, which gives me a little bit of hope they'll be used more. I think they're really funny. Alright, so after this, Mario moved on to the 3D games, which allowed for a lot more
Don't remember those.
Opportunities for new gameplay and giant floating eyeballs. Starting with Super Mario 64, there's two characters that aren't necessarily enemies, but I wish they'd come back nonetheless. That being Hoot the Owl and Ukiki the Monkey. Hoot can help you by flying you into the air, and Ukiki's will steal your hat.
There's so many, like, that's such an iconic game, and then I just, like, watch speedruns of it. There's no obscure enemies that I remember from that game. It's just I know too much about that game.
Try not to cry, you can get it back. These guys are pretty funny, I wouldn't mind them coming back somehow. Okay, so you know how you're playing Super Mario Sunshine and for some reason these guys just choose violence and commit manslaughter by throwing you into the abyss? Well, there's actually enemies similar to this in Mario 64, except they're actually supposed to be enemies instead of platforming devices. Chuckias are a cool concept for an enemy, and I think you could honestly use them in a similar way to the Chucksters in Sunshine, as long as
Those guys are major annoying, man. That's a part what makes that stage so strange, bro. It's like they're one of the only two enemies I think in that stage, man.
you fix the
2 or
trajectory.
3 enemies. I think there's Goombas as well as those like floaty spiders.
Dear God. One enemy that kind of got replaced is the money bag. It hides as a normal coin, but runs away if you get close to it, but then gives you 5 coins if you kill it. This has been pretty much replaced by the coin coffer, which pretty much does the same thing. I really like this
That's a lot more coins.
thing's design, maybe even more than the coin coffer, but there's
Like a clamshell or a purse or something.
not really much point in bringing it back anymore. Alright, here's another one that isn't crazy uncommon or anything, but I just never really think about it, the amp. These guys are cool, not really much else to say though. They deserve to be in a Mario Kart track at least. Mr.
Yeah, but they make Mario scream, bro. He's in pain.
Eye has to be one of the weirdest Mario enemies. Like, how did they come up with this? Outside of Mario 64, he's really only been in spin-offs, mostly Mario Party.
No way. I gotta play Mario Party on the Switch, man.
I like how random this is, even if it might seem a little out of place.
I gotta get that one for Switch for sure.
I do hope they bring it back someday. But he did make it into a Lego set. See,
When we get that Super Mario 64 remake, it will be fun, bro. We'll see how much they make the eye detailed, guys.
we do it someday. Scuttlebugs and Skeeters are these weird little spider guys. I make sure to think about them at least once a month. I like that it looks like they're on crack, not really much else to say. Spindrifts are special because they're one of the only enemies that you can find at your local Walmart.
Yo, that's like the upper end of like soda water, bro. That healthy soda water. I'd get those, man.
These guys are awesome, and I genuinely really just want them back. Put them in Mario Kart, I would play as them all day. They have a cool design, they make you spin and float off them if you jump off their head.
But it has no arms. How does it play Mario Kart?
What more could you really
Are
want?
there characters in Mario Kart that have no arms, guys?
They're just awesome, nothing really to hate here. Okay, so on to Mario Sunshine. Since this game has a beach theme, it has a lot of new and especially goofy enemies. Electro Koopa, Stroll and Stu, any of these guys could have a page in the history textbook. But Sunshine's best introduction is easily the Cataquack. These guys are legendary. Not only are they peak design, but they also launch you up in the air, and they're the bane
I
of
remember those organisms.
existence in Mario Kart. It's just a crime these things have only been in this, Galaxy, and Mario Kart. They just deserve so much more. Just imagine playing as one of these in Mario Kart. Yes, this is what I think about in my free time, don't judge me. But outside of that, a lot of Sunshine's new characters are either bosses or NPCs. I would go for bosses, but I'm lazy, so I guess I'll just say they better bring back Piantissimo. What do you want me to talk about, this guy? Okay, Mario Galaxy has a lot of new enemies because of the whole
Okay. Didn't dwell too much on Galaxy there.
space theming and everything.
I mean,
So-
I'm sorry, previous one.
So I'm just gonna speedrun some of the best one.
No, this game I haven't played much.
Top Man is awesome. Honey Queen should be forgotten, but is in Mario Kart for some reason. Spring is a spring, spoing is a spoing, and Sprangler is a sprangler. Please don't get them mixed up. Goombeetle pulls, I hate Guillermo's. Guppy needs to be banned from elementary schools. Spooky Speedster is cooler than I'll ever be, and Male Toad is fine, I guess. Mario Galaxy 2 is basically
Mail delivering Toad. Okay.
the same
In Paper Mario, there was a Toad working the mail, so there you have it. He's
situation.
doing his job.
Whittles are funny little guys, chimps are little guys, not funny. Trap Dragons remind me of Spindrifts. Of course, you got Snoodle, Spinecone, Spinelbur.
Man, Spindrift tastes so good though, man.
What was going on with these names?
It's not too sugary, guys. It's like water plus sugar, but plus soda. It's not too sugary that it'll make you gain like a bunch of weight if you drink like 10 in a day. They're awesome, guys.
Has definitely seen some things, and I'm still not really convinced he's in this game. This guy has a name that I have to be really careful while typing, and of course,
Agreed.
Mailtoad makes his return. Okay,
Oh, that's one asset we needed.
so now we're going back to 2D with the game that I think has the most new weird enemies, New Super Mario Bros. For the DS. First off, remember the pile driver micro Goombas?
I don't remember many enemies. I played through the game like once or twice. But yeah, I do remember a few vague enemies here and there.
Well, they're kind of back now, and kind of
Cause
better
they made use of the 3D assets on a 2D Mario game for the first time, guys. So.
than ever, honestly. Block hoppers are these little alien guys that hide inside stacks of blocks and jump around. I once again love this enemy and have no idea why they almost never bring it back. It's so cool. Bruisers are another one of those enemies that you know exist but never really think about. Kind of like
Dude, they just destroyed that room, man.
that assignment that you have due in 20 minutes. I really like these guys. They're just so
Hey,
weird. I have no idea why or how these guys exist, but they somehow not only did that, but also got their own Mario Party minigame. So I guess
oh, that's cool.
I really shouldn't be judging. Crowbars are
But yeah, those things look like they can do damage. And these crows, bro, I remember them.
crows because I just knew something was missing from this game. It's the crows. They appear in one stage and swoop down at you. S tier, bring them back. Bombs are, I don't even know. I'm running out of things to say. They're bombs that are ignited by fire and make fireworks. Yippee. I thought I was gonna have to talk about these guys, but apparently they're just redesigns of scuttlebugs and skeeters from Mario 64 DS.
I did not know that.
I don't really know which design I like better, but I am proud of them for getting over their drug addiction. Alright, finally we're to these guys, apparently called snailicorns. They basically act like bullies from Mario 64, but ended up as these guys somehow? They've
Way weaker than bullies.
literally never
Guys, are the bullies in a 2D Mario?
appeared again. Heck, they don't even have official artwork. How did this even happen? Did the guy making the enemies just forget that they were due that day and have his thumbprint handy? Even when I first played this game as a kid, I thought they were weird, which is kind of why I love them. I want these to return eventually. They're just such a weird enemy to exist, and I honestly just want a piece of official artwork for them. They deserve that at least. But anyways, snow spikes are just regular spikes, but cooler. I like these a lot, and honestly, I'm surprised they aren't used more. They did come back in Mario Maker 2, though, so I guess there's a chance they start using them again. Splunkins are so funny. Like, look at this
I don't even know if Mario Maker has a campaign or not, guys. Is it like solely a multiplayer game?
guy. How could you not love him? Not only
Or do they have like maybe some staff made levels? I hope they have at least some staff made levels. I don't think they'd release it without like some staff made levels.
they have an amazing design and name, though, they honestly have a pretty cool gimmick where you have to jump on them twice, but they speed up after the
I
first
remember
time.
those distinctly, man.
I wish
Halloween themed, bro. We just got done with Halloween.
these weren't a Mario Kart track like Grumble
Got done with Halloween and we're halfway done with freaking November already, man.
Volcano or something. Imagine how cool it would be if you hit one of these with a shell and it started moving faster, making it harder to avoid.
That'd be cool.
But sadly,
That'd be cool if they dropped like a mystery box as well.
these Spunkins probably don't have a big chance of coming back. And finally, for New Super Mario Bros., we have Squigglers, baby versions of Wigglers.
Oh, remember those?
They're alright, but they're no Splunkin. Though, to be fair, that's a high mark to hit. That's all for New Super Mario Bros. This has one of my favorite batches of weird enemies. There's just so many of them, and I love it. But up next is New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which surprisingly doesn't have too many crazy new enemies. Brambles are these funny guys. I think they're pretty cool. I don't really know what else to say about them, so I asked my friend for input, so there you go.
Yeah,
These are another one I hope show up in a Mario Kart course. I think that could be pretty cool. Speaking of cool, Cooligans are just the coolest. These guys could be cereal mascots. It's hard to hate them because of how cool they are, but
yeah, they are quite cool.
don't worry, I do still hate them because of the ice level in World 9. These ghost blocks are kind of cool. I don't know what to say. It's a flying cube. I can do that too.
Now we're getting to the point of Mario games where I haven't played. I only played like part through my Super Mario Land, guys.
Finally, from New Super Mario Bros. Wii, we have Hucket Crabs, creating the war between which Mario Crab is the Mario Crab. It's the one from Mario Odyssey. New Super Mario Bros. 2 has the Bone Goomba. That's it, and I'm not even joking. What do you want me to say here? Super Mario 3D Land has a few goofy enemies. I feel like you
Bone Goomba.
can tell when an enemy is from
Now
Super
we're getting to like pretty good graphics, guys.
Mario 3D Land. Like, they'll just have a sort of look to them, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trusting this guy with my life.
Hold on. It's a floating Yoshi. Wait,
Like, I'm not trusting this guy with
we gotta take a screenshot. That has to be our thumbnail, man.
my life. Block-a-blocks look like my 3rd grade art project. They're pretty cool, but I don't need them
Yeah, it looks like just stuff I draw when I was bored in school.
to come back. This is the game that introduced coin coffers, which, like I said, replaced money bags. They're pretty cool. I still like the design of money bags a lot, but coin coffers spit out coins, which is pretty cool. They actually did bring back a fake block enemy in this game, but it's just a block with eyes and a tail. Block hoppers definitely did it best. The little alien guy is awesome, and now they just kind of feel soulless. Don't worry, I'm getting my
I remember those.
protest sign ready. Inky Piranha Plant, holy Morty moles are large moles. They take 2 stomps to be defeated, and the first hit flattens their body. Thanks,
Oh no,
Morty
I'm getting spoilers. No.
Mole, what would I do without you? Prongos are the most Super Mario 3D Land enemy to ever Super Mario 3D Land. And finally, these actually have gotten brought back, but I actually really like Wallops. They move with you to block your path, and honestly, they're pretty cool. I think they work
They're blocking your path. That doesn't sound fun.
best with 3D World's ice skates, but they're cool nonetheless. But yeah, most of these enemies that have been left behind, I think are pretty fine to be gone. Unless someone's a really big Morty Mole fan, I think they knew which enemies to keep around, like Wallops and Bitty Buds.
No, they find what they put Morty Mole in quite a few games.
Super Mario Bros. U doesn't really have anything, just these guys called girls, which are funny because they have 3 R's in their name.
What the heck?
It unless you want a 40-minute essay on the Waddle Wing. The final game I'm going to talk about is Super Mario 3D World. Since Odyssey is just so recent, I don't really know which enemies are going to become mainstays. Just know that I really like Pokeos, Tropical Wigglers, and these skeleton guys. But anyways, 3D World has another enemy that I like a ton for no reason, the Ant Trooper. I don't really care about them in the actual levels.
Aww.
They don't really do much special, but like, look at these guys, they're awesome. And just when you thought it couldn't get any cooler, yeah, they put a shell on his head. Pretty cool, I want to playable in Mario Kart. 3D World has a lot of new enemies, but there aren't really too many crazy ones, like, whoa, it's a boulder, I wonder what his name is, oh yeah, it's Boulder. Block Steppers are kinda funny, Conquerors are kinda just there, but they do have an S tier name. Flopters are just an actually pretty cool design. Hop Chops turn into springs when you defeat them, pretty crazy, I know. Madpoles are funny little guys, but they have some of the most polarizing designs in the game. Like, look at this art, it's awesome, but then look at this.
Doesn't look that mad.
Alright, yeah, that's enough of that. But for our final enemy, we have none other than the Snow Pokey. Really great design, missed opportunity to call it a Snowkey, 7 out of 10. These weird enemies make Mario games so much fun. It's awesome to see all the weird new designs in a game, and also to see which ones become mainstays, and which ones they decide to draw the line on and contain in the game they're from. I do think for the most part though, they do a good job bringing back the ones that are good, and leaving behind the worst ones.
That's the video, guys. Thank you for watching.
Except for Splunkins, why have those not come back?
Thank you for watching. Check out Spin 404 in the description. Some minor notes. In Super Mario World, bullet bills turn into Pidgeots when the fall textures are applied. Little Sparkies and Hotheads. I don't remember all these names of these. But yeah, they got some very good, I like that video, guys. Especially the part about sunshine. See you guys next one.